Well, hello there again, friends and family. So good to see you on this here rainy Thursday in September. What, the 27th, I believe? Think so. You never know with me. No, I'd be wrong. It'd be the 26th. See, it's what happens when you're retired. But I know a lot of you out there are worried about Hurricane Helene, and yep, she's coming our way, or maybe. It depends on whether she tracks more east than west. And it keeps wobbling around. So we don't know. And it's a rather large storm. It's a monster, they say. But as you can see here, it's just light rain and some light breeze. Nothing all too dangerous right now. Yeah, we've knocked a few limbs out of the trees. The small ones, medium limbs so far. We've had torrential rains throughout the night, as feeder bands are drawn into the hurricane from all the way down the east coast, as far as up in West Virginia. You can see it on radar. But I got to do a few preparations just in case, so I thought I'd take you along, because these are something you at the very least need to do for a hurricane. So let's head her on down the road. If we can get out of the yard, because it's been raining all day yesterday, Wednesday, all through the night, and like I say, all day today, anywhere from light to moderate to torrential, depending on the rain bands that have come through. Right now, it's just light rain. You'll have to pardon the windshield wipers. It's just all part of it. When y'all all climb in, Alice, and take a ride with me. Hey, y'all quit bickering in the back, get buckled back up. Yeah, don't be complaining because somebody's sitting in your lap. Because we don't have the rumble seat today. Yeah, you'd be getting rather moist if we had the rumble seat open. So we got limited number of seating in Alice today. So, our first stop, you'll see here in just a few minutes, on this highly overcast and soggy day. Now, Helene isn't expected to make landfall until, I mean, it's hard to say. Some say as early as 8 p.m. Others say around 10 or 11, somewhere around, Apalachicola, Florida, in the Panhandle, to Tallahassee, or just further east. And that's where it all depends on what the impact here will be, which way it goes, because it now has a well-deformed eye, which is rather large, and that's where the strongest winds are. Now, as you can see, we're over here at the bank, and why are we here? Well, should we have power outages because of tropical storm force winds, credit cards and debit cards don't work. So it's always good to have some cash on hand. And I can see others are doing it too. So hold on. I got to get a little green out of the bank. So we got a little bit of cash in case the power goes out. So those cards we all carry around now won't work. And now the next thing to do is, of course, you might have known, or if you don't know, in preparing for bad weather, maybe you do, not necessarily a hurricane, could be tornadoes, torrential rains, or even snow and ice. I do. And that's fill up my vehicles with fuel. Now I've got a little under 3/4 of the tank, but I'm going to top little Alice off. Never know. Because what you probably else don't know is Alice can be used as a powerhouse. Yep, she surely can. So that's what we're going to do now. Fill Alice all up and get her topped off. It won't take long. Y'all just sit in here, occupy yourselves, and of course if you want to run into buddies and get a snack or a drink, you can, as long as you pay for them. Okay? Remember, Alice is economy class. So we got Alice all fueled up. It only took about $8, not much, but now she's plumb full. And like I was saying, we can use Alice as a power station. I've got a couple of inverters that I can hook to my car battery, fire Alice up, and use her to power up things like refrigerator, freezer, such as that, or keep the lights on. Now, she won't keep the whole house going, but she'll help out a lot. And of course, I've got 2 of those solar generators that my fine, wonderful friend Rudy at Opus sent me, and we're having them charged up. So we got our 2 Opus 1200 watt solar generators. We've got a couple of solar battery packs. So we're looking pretty good. Now I had contemplated about getting another gas generator, and I had meant to, after that 29-hour power outage I had earlier in the year. Yeah. Which makes it pretty tough. But as long as you don't open your freezers, and I did not at all, you got to have a lot of willpower, and I do. Some people don't. Freezer, especially if it's got a goodly amount of stuff in it, and both of mine do, they'll last 24 to 36 hours in my experience. So yeah, we're just going to take a little short drive to show you. I guess you could say right now it's the calm before the storm. And here again, the impact here on me in my little neighborhood, Tallahassee, Alabama, is going to be all about how the hurricane tracks. I was just talking to Capiche, the owner of Buddy's, and he had just checked and said it was now tracking more east. So that's a good thing for us, but here again, it's a bad thing for others. We're just going to cut right on through here, because this ain't much of an episode of Mr. Tom's Neighborhood, just out riding around in the rain, because that's all we got going on right now. And you can see it's getting a little choppy right out there in Lake Tallahassee. It's right through there, but nothing too critical. Now I will tell you a secret, just for mine and your snacking pleasure today, as we do track this storm and see, because it's still wobbling around a little bit west and a little bit east, and like I say, if you're keeping track of it, it's quite massive. So where the center of the storm's coming, well, it really doesn't have a whole lot of consequence. I mean, it does if you're right in the center of it. That's where the most damage is going to be, but it's got tropical storm force winds out quite a ways from that center eye wall. Yes, it does. And I'm sure everybody knows all these things. The people most impacted are going to be the people that are in the direct path of the eye, because that's the rotating winds around the eye wall are the strongest, and they're currently, from the last thing I read on the National Hurricane Center, was they were up to 110. So it only needs to go 1 mile an hour, and it won't be a strong category 2 anymore. It'll be a low end category 3, because a cat 3 is from 111 miles an hour to 129 mile an hour sustained winds. We're not talking gusts here. We're talking sustained. The gusts will be much, much more. So, everything except for being soggy and moist is okay in my neighborhood, and that was part of the reason for coming on today, is just to tell y'all we're okay. Yeah, those speed bumps shake y'all up. But there's not many people out and about, are there? Everybody's sort of probably hunkered inside, watching the different weather channels or YouTube. Now I will tell you a little secret. Yep, I'll be snacking on those jumbo chicken tenders and potato wedges as I track this storm through the late afternoon, and I guess all through the evening hours tonight. I don't want to be taken off guard, even though I'm pretty confident right now we're not going to see a whole lot of impact in my neighborhood. But there's always that chance. So, I mean, I've got my power generators, I've got me some cash, got me some gas. There's plenty of food at the house. I just didn't feel like cooking as I monitor the storm. And as always, I didn't spend much. I got a styrofoam clamshell slap full of chicken tenders and potato wedges for $9.99. You know, I'm having a hurricane party here. Woo. That speed bump was rather fun. Everybody jumped up off their seats. Here's another one. Those are aggressive. And we got some more. You know, we didn't have speed bumps for years and years down through here. But you know what? People just can't be civilized and drive slowly through the neighborhoods where the children play out in the streets. So this is what you got to do. You know, wouldn't it be a wonderful world if everybody just had some consideration, respect? Think about how many laws we wouldn't need anymore. Or things like speed bumps, barriers, and what have you. I mean, now it's dead calm. And I know those large feeder bands that are rotating around Helene are just a few miles south of here. So it's going to be a wet and breezy night. Hopefully. I know it's going to be wet. And I'm hoping for breezy with no damaging winds. But my old house, she went through Opal. Yep, she lost some shingles. And we had got a brand new roof. There's no structural damage. She made it through Ivan, which came up this way too, and there was no damage. Of course, we had limbs, big branches, stuff like that down from the trees, and we'll have some more of that throughout, you know, today and tonight. There was one that fell out of that tree and broke on the road. I'm not overly worried about this. So any of you, don't be worried either. This ain't Mr. Tom's first rodeo. He's been through quite a few hurricanes. A lot closer to the coast than I am now. You know, I've lived in Morgan City, Louisiana. Yep. close and personal down there on the Louisiana coast. Yep. So here we are. And as you can see, I've got the limb that's went down right there since we left. Something else you should always do is don't pull into your driveways or house, because that means if things get nasty and you got to make a run for it, because there's always a chance of tornadoes popping up. That's a real threat during any one of these weather events. Of course, I think that's going to be minimized because our temperatures are so low. I mean, it's currently only 70 degrees, and it just did get up to 70 here in the last little bit. So I'm pointing mine out, so we got to make a mad dash because of what's happening. I don't got to worry about being careful backing out. Just throw, my important documents in, and make a mad dash to safety. Well, there you go, friends and family. Wasn't much. It was only about showing you what was going on here as before the storm. Not much, as you've seen. Oh, there goes Fluffy Muffin. You see Fluffy Muffin right there? Hey, Fluff, come on back. Nope. I'm gonna go out and hang out in Mr. Davis's. The old man is back. Well, that was special. For those of you who wait till the end, my special ones. So y'all take care out there. Stay safe. I'm taking care and staying safe too. And like always, may God bless you all as you bless those in your lives. We love y'all for all that you do. We hope in a little way this shows it back to you, what we do here on these videos and episodes of Mr. Tom's Neighborhood. And with that said, till we see you again on the other side of the storm, goodbye for now.